I went from getting orders messed up 60%. Ain't nobody gonna want no more. I might as well quit. Now I get so many orders, almost don't make no sense. All because I didn't give up. I just had to make it work. Went berserk. Up all night. Stay alert. Thinking, yeah, it gotta be a better way. Figured it out. Now I'm sharing game with you today. Welcome to TipsHipTees. Hit the subscribe button. Come and learn with me. Ayy. Welcome to TipsHipTees. With this information, promise you will reach your dreams. Ayy. Hi guys, I'm back. Welcome back to TipsHipTees. My name is Tiffany. I do apologize for the delay. I know it's been 3 weeks since I said I would post the tutorial for Gimp. It has been a very busy 3 weeks, and I do apologize for the delay. I'm working to do better. So thank you for bearing with me, those of you that are still checking back with the channel. So here we go with the Gimp tutorial. I'm going to show you where to get Gimp and how to do the basics, at least for this video. So you get Gimp from Google. You just download it. It is currently still a free platform. They do have the option where you can donate if you want to, which is not a bad idea, because if you help support, then that'll at least help deter it from becoming one of those platforms where you do have to subscribe to use it. Which, if you have to do that, then oh well, that's part of it. So you go to Google, and all you do is type in the search bar GIMP, and it comes up GIMP, GNU Image Manipulation Program. And you're just going to click on that link, and it brings you to the free source, open source. So on this screen, it'll show you. Let me move the camera over here. See where it says download 3.2.4, which must be the latest version. And that's what you're going to want, since that is the latest one. So you're just going to click on download. And it shows you which one to download if you have a Windows computer. Windows computer would be for the orange or the green. If you have a Mac computer, you're going to want to use the blue one, is my understanding. Let's scroll down to make sure I'm not missing anything. Yep. So I always just go with the first one to go directly for the download. So I would just click, and also it shows right here. If you can't see, it says show downloads for a Linux. If you happen to be using that software, more power to you. That's the Mac OS, and then these are for Windows. So excuse me for that, because if you had a Mac, then you would click on this link, and that's for your Macintosh users. If you have a Linux, that's for your Linux users. I'm Microsoft Windows, so this is all for Windows. So excuse what I said before. This is all for Windows. If you have a Mac, you go to the Mac link. If you have a Linux, go to the Linux. If you don't have those, click under all and see if what you have pops up. So for the most part, Windows users, just click on that link. This is what I was talking about. You can donate if you want to. And it says that the download begins on its own. So I already have Gimp on my computer. It shouldn't be downloading again. If you don't have Gimp, it will be. Well, it actually did put it on my computer again. So put the setup.exe on. So this is just back to my home page now, which is what you would do as well. Once it says that the setup.exe has downloaded, it'll pop up real quick. If you don't see it, just go to your folders on your computer. And I'll see if I can back up some. I just went to my folders. and then go to my downloads right here. And this is showing me my most recent download, which is Gimp 3.2.4 setup. Alright, so we see the Gimp 3.2.4 setup. We just double click on it. And you see the startup will start on its own. It says it's giving me the option to update because I already have it. So I'm just going to say update. And now it's preparing to install. This is your time to go grab a snack or whatever. Daydream. I gotta save my breath because I'm 28 weeks, so it's very easy for me to run out of breath, so I'm only talking when necessary. Alright, so once that's complete, you just hit finish. And then I close out this box. And what you should have is an icon on your desktop that looks like let's see if I can zoom in. Zoom in. Like a little cartoon. And it says Gimp 3.2.4. You want to double click on that. And now you see Gimp open. Yes, y'all, I'm moving this around manually because this is a camera on a stand. But I want you to be able to see clearly what it's saying instead of just looking at general images. I wear glasses, so I know how it is. So it takes a few moments to open. I think that's a cool new background. It was something different last time, so now we got this galaxy look. Alright. And it opens up. This is the Gimp program actually open. So it looks like this when it first opens up. And it has like the little box in the middle. Those are all your little tools on the side. You can just close this out because this is talking about like welcome, personalize, contribute, all this stuff. We're not doing all that today. Today we're saying basically how to use Gimp. So we're focusing on the tools section over here. Let's see if I can get it to where it's clear for you. It looks clear. Alright, and you see how we have the black box and a red box? Honestly, that's because I already had this program open. I was working on something yesterday. It was a fast project. I didn't have time to set up and record at that time, so I was just getting that part set up. These are the colors that pages that you open will be. So, something really quick to know. You can change these colors by just clicking inside the box. So I want to change this red back to regular white. So once I clicked inside that box, this box opens where you can choose your colors. It says change background color because that red box is behind the black box. It's the background color. I want to change that color back to white. I already have white as one of my options right here. This box right here is HTML setup. So if you go to Google and say HTML color for red, they'll give you what looks like those letters and numbers, and that's what you can actually type inside that box and give you the color you want. So an example, because of experience, I know that for the color white, I want 6 letter F's. So I can backspace this out and just hit the letter F 6 times and it's going to change to white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See how it went to white? And hit OK. And now my bottom color is white. Alright, and just to recap, so you say, what is the purpose of Gimp again? Well, Gimp is an image manipulation program, which is a fancy way of saying a design program. So the basics of Gimp is just like Illustrator from Adobe or Photoshop, which of course they are elevated versions. That is the truth. But this is something that will also get the job done. You have a vision in your head. All you need to do is find the images that you need to work with, be it from pictures you take with the camera or sketches you upload onto your computer, scan and upload in, however you want. You have images that you want to turn into something else. So you need a design program to do it, and Gimp is one of those that you can use, and I like it. And I feel the best way to learn is just like on the job learning. So I have a job to do and I'm going to show you one way of using Gimp based on a project that I actually have. I got my 6-year-old D, whom you all have met, and she loves to say, "Mommy, can you make me?" So the latest and greatest happened over the weekend. I'm going to show you all an image of a shirt. Real quick. So you saw some sunglasses on a t-shirt. That t-shirt belongs to a 4-year-old. So here comes my daughter Saturday morning. "Mommy, here you go." Just a blank white shirt. She said, I said, "What you want me to do with this?" She said, "I want to be twins, so I need some glasses put on my shirt too." "Okay, baby, I'll work on it, but not for today's outfit because it's cold today and we already have different outfits set out, but I will get that shirt made for you so the next time you all can wear those shirts at the same time and be somewhat twins, okay?" Okay. Alright, so what we do is say, well, I need to find some images of some sunglasses. And those kind of look like cartoons, so that means I don't need to take realistic pictures of sunglasses. I can go to, you guessed it, Google, and find some images of sunglasses that I can use. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'll just minimize Gimp. Open up my browser, whatever browser you use. And I'll go to Google. And I have, I did already type it in. So I went to Google and I just typed in girls summer sunglasses SVG. That way you can just get a whole lot of clip art that you can just click and use. You can find free clip art. Find something that is for personal use. I'm not going to sell this to anybody, so I do have to put that out there. I'm not taking images and then making profit off of it with this. But whatever you do is your business. Anyway, so I put in for the sunglasses and I let her pick the one she wanted. So she liked these images over here. So she said, "Mommy, I want this one, this one and this one. And I said, okay, so this is how I get those glasses. So what I did was I said, well, I'm going to visit the link, because you do want to make sure that what you have is going to have a good high resolution. That way, if it's small here, you don't want to stretch the picture out in your manipulation program and it's all grainy and pixelated. So the higher the number, I'm going to show you. The higher that number right there, move that hand out the way. Oh, I can't. Okay, so the hand will show you. The higher the number in the gray box, the better the chance that the image will be clear as you make it bigger. If that number were smaller, like say 200 by 300, I wouldn't even bother with this, because by the time I blow it up to a size I want, it'll be looking like a lot of dots. So that 1080 by 873 is perfect. So I can use this. So what I'll say is, I'll visit the website and see if I can get a bigger picture. So I just clicked on visit. And like I said, you can support these sites now. You can pay $2 and get all of these props. Really cute. You can. And sometimes I do, depending on the situation. But if it's left unlocked and I don't have $2 that I want to use for that right now, then I'm just going to hover over the picture. I can right click. You left the door unlocked. They left the door unlocked. I'm just going to copy the image. This is the game, people. I know people are like, oh, why won't you just pay $2? I mean, you can, but it also says it's low in stock. It's only one left. And it was left unlocked to where I could just copy it. So, I mean, if you want to, you can, or you can just copy it. Like I said, I'm not selling it. If I was selling it, I would buy it for $2 and add it on to my customer's bill. But I'm not selling this. I'm just making it for my daughter. So anyway, I right clicked. I copied this picture. Now I'm going to minimize. I'm going to go back and open Gimp. It's in my bar down here for stuff that I have open. And now we're going to get started. Set it up right here. Okay. So to make sure I don't accidentally click something I don't want, I always make sure and highlight this first box, which is the four-way arrow, which is just the move tool. That's the move tool. You move the layers, move objects around within the layer with that selection. So as long as you have that highlighted, that's how you move images around. I'm going to go to File. I'm starting something new. And so I always go to this template at the top. And because it's for a little girl's t-shirt, I just go to US letter for the size that I want. So US letter, you can choose bigger or smaller. If you wanted an 11 by 17 type image, then you would use A3. But I'm just going to use US letter. That makes it 8.5 by 11. And you see that you have the option to set it up portrait up and down or landscape side to side. So because the image of the sunglasses looked more like a landscape style, it was wide instead of tall, I'm gonna select the landscape, which is this option going long ways, and I say OK. And you see how it opened up with the white box. You know why that box is white? Because it was red for the background color, but I changed it to white before we started so you can see white. So now that that's white, and right here, I'm going to just hold this so I can tilt it. It's going to be a moving video because I'm trying to just make it where you all can see. So I already have this open and this is what I want. So now I'm going to right click inside this box. Well, no, not right click. That don't work in Gimp. There are control commands that allow you to copy, paste, make things bold, underline. There's so many different commands. What I want to do is paste the picture that I just copied. So I'm going to hit the Control CTRL key and P. Let me copy this again. I've done too many clicks in between, so I'm going to copy the image again. I'm on Gimp. Hit no paste. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So apparently that's not one that will. If it won't paste for you, let's see a layer. I'm just try one thing right quick. I went to layer and new layer and just hit the enter key to give me another layer. Okay. If the image you pick won't copy, you can also save it. So copying it didn't work. I'm going to save it. Save image as. It's a web file. Okie dokie. Alright, so if the Control P doesn't work, go back up to the top where it says Edit and Paste. There it is. That's all I did. I copied it from the page it was on and I pasted it. So one more time, run through. From my browser, I just right click and copy the image. It says image copied. I go back to Gimp down at the bottom. Go up to edit and paste. See that? Now you say, well, that's the same one that was already there. No, it's not. Alright, I'm on the move tool, so guess what? When I move this, because I already did it once, you're going to see it twice. See? I got two of them now. I don't need two, so what I'm going to do is just hit the delete key. That's gone. So I just have an extra layer over here now, because every time I pasted it, it put it on its own separate layer. So I got pasted layer 1. So I have 3 layers here that I can actually work with, and the background, which is my white. If I took this eye and closed it, see how the white is gone but the picture is still there? That's fine. That's just something I want to show you. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is enlarge this. I want this bigger. This whole screen is 8.5 by 11. If I were to print that out, those glasses would be way too small for what my daughter wants. I just need 3 pairs off of here. So the first thing I'm going to do is go over here. This second box says scale tool. See, it says scale. You can scale the layer. So I'm going to click on it. And I'm going to go over to where it says, it's already on the scale tool actually, so I don't have to change anything. You see how it has those squares around the box? It also has a box up here, so if you know what you want to change it to, like how many widths by height, you can do it that way. So let's say I want to make this 11. I type 11 in that box. Because they're connected with this right here, if I click down here, it automatically changes that. See how it makes it 8 by 8? Well, 8 by 8 is taller than 8.5 by 11. So we don't want to do that. What I'll do is change this to 8 by 5. And now it makes that 10 by 5. It'll fit inside this box. And I hit scale. And once I've scaled it, you see how it's bigger, but it's off the screen? Well, that's where I go back and use my move tool. click on the move tool. Then I can click on here, just click down and drag it back into the screen. See? So now that picture that I took is filling up the screen. And the reason why I'm showing you this is those sunglasses are just so stinking cute. I might want to do something else with them later for some more outfits for my baby girl. Just for her, not for sale. I have to keep saying that because I want people to think I just be taking stuff and making money off of it and not trying to share with the original creator, because that's not fair. So, for my baby girl. But if I bought it for $2, I can use it as many times as I want. So keep that part in mind too, people. If you buy it, you can do what you want. You bought the file. You can do what you want with it. So, I'm just trying to be fair, that's all. I want this. I'm going to use these later as well. So what I'm going to do is show you how you can crop this out and make it where it's just the sunglasses without that 24 part. Because if you get rid of this part right here, then you can have room to make these bigger. Alright, so I'm going to do it the simplest way possible. I'm just gonna erase tool. Click on the eraser tool. You can go down. You see how it says hardness? For right now, it's like I said, there's gonna be plenty of tutorials because there's so much stuff you can do. The hardness is on the black dot. And I'm gonna click this dot and show you something. When you click that dot, it's different ways it can erase. We're not gonna go into all that right now. You can experiment after the tutorial. But for right now, we got it on the regular black dot because that's what I wanted to absolutely erase. Then we have the size and the aspect ratio. I don't bother with these down here, but we are going to talk about size because with the size right now, it's a little circle. You see that little circle right there? That'll take a long time if I sit here and start trying to erase. Whoops, Control Z. See that little dot? We don't want that. We want to just get this over with. So, I'm going to change my size to about 300. Look how much bigger that circle is. Alright, so with that being like that, I'm going to set this down for a moment and erase this top part. So I do all that so I can just take your time. You don't want to do like I did the first time and slide and mess around and erase part of the glasses, because if you mess up, you either got to start over. Wherever you go, if you ever make a mistake in Gimp, you can always hit the CTRL Control and Z on your keyboard. I'm just showing you that quick. Control Z. If you hit Control first, see nothing happen. But when I hit the Z, it just took me back to before I clicked that. And the reason why that's still there is because I did that click separately. So Control Z undoes the last action you did. And the last action I did was all that coloring. Well, erasing, I'm sorry. Pregnancy brain. Okay, so I'm going to go back and erase it again. Now, something you can do if you don't want to go back through and erase it again, or you want to redo the step that you just did, you can go to Edit and say Redo. You can say Edit Undo, which you see, what they say right beside it? Control plus Z. Or you can redo the eraser, Control plus Y. I don't do all that because, like I said, over time you just memorize the controls. Redo eraser. Look at that. It's back to where it was before I stopped to show you that. So I'm not finished. I got a little bit more to erase right here. And do you all notice something? You see different color. That's white. That's Not white? Okay, so we want everything to look flush before I make this bigger. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to delete the gray. I'm going to show you how we do that. You want to go to select, and you can say by color if you want. Let's see what this does. The selection tool puts it right here. That's these three dots. When you have these three dots, they're saying if you select by color, and I'm just going to show you for example. Let's say we said let's select by color. Everything that's pink. So I'm just going to click in a pink area. Everything that's pink, you see how I got those little lines around it? And then I hit the delete button. The better way to show you is I'm going to close off the background. That way it's not in the way. So by closing the background eye, that just makes it where you can't see this. So now you can see just the layer. The highlighted layer is the layer you're working with. Alright. And you see how when I deleted the pink, everything that was that color pink went away. See, you got gray boxes. And it's still highlighted, so you can go to the select and go down to none, and it takes it away. It shows you like what it would look like if you were to print it. So what that means is if you printed this right now, those pinks wouldn't be there, the rest of that stuff would be there, but it changes the color. So I just wanted to show you that you can select it by the color, or you can select by an area. So for right now, we're going to do the Control Z thing twice, because I don't want it like that. There we go. And I'm going to go to that select button again and say none, because that's not what I want. Back to what I was saying is we want to remove this gray around here, so we just have the sunglasses. So to do that, we can still leave it on the select by color. I'm going to see if it only picks up the background and not any parts of the glasses. If it picks up parts of the, this is trial and error, by the way. If it picks up parts of the glasses, then I'll undo it, and there's a second way that you can select it. But I'm going to try this first to see if it works. See if it just goes around the glasses. I don't like that it looks like it's picking up some parts of some glasses, so we don't want that. So in that case, you want to go here, and it says select by color tool. Also in this group is something called the fuzzy select. So we want a fuzzy select. So what you do is kind of like click down on it and go over to fuzzy select. It turns into the one with a star. That one with a star means whatever you click, when it has the one with the star, whatever you click that doesn't have anything connecting, like let's say this pair of glasses was touching this pair of glasses, then any gray in between would stay. But if as long as there's open space in between it, once you click that area, everything that's connected is going to get clicked. It's going to get selected. So I'm just going to click over here, and it went all around, and then I'm going to hit my delete button. So you see how it left all my glasses but no gray? And I go back to the select and none, and now we just got all our glasses. So now we want to make these glasses bigger. Fill up the screen because we got all this forehead up here. So now we go back to the scale, which is underneath the move tool. Go back to the scale. You see how it'll look like two are highlighted the one that you're currently on and the one that you want to go to. And you click on the one you want. So we're back on the scale tool. This time you notice the box is already around the outside. That's okay, because the entire picture, even though we've deleted some of it, still was already filling up the box. But now we can stretch it and make it even bigger so that these glasses fill up the screen. So all we do is just go to a corner. I choose this corner over here and just stretch it. There's a little box in the middle of the screen if you want to recenter it, because you're not going to fill it all the way up. You're just saying how much bigger can we make it without running out of screen. It ain't going to be too big, but you see how we did make them somewhat bigger, right? So we were able to scale it up to 11.9 by 9, whereas before it was 10 by 8. I'm not going to push it too much further because I don't want my glasses to run off the screen. So I'm going to hit scale. So now that's bigger, and I'm going to go ahead and get back off of this tool and go back to the home base is what I call it, the move tool. That way I know I don't mess around and change the size again. And now with it being on the move tool, I can just click anywhere on the image and just move it around the screen. So I know it's centered, it's not going to cut off. Now, why I do all that? Because, like I said, I might want to do something else cute later on, and I just want all the glasses here so I can pick the ones I want at a later time. So, right now, I'm going to save these as cute sunglasses clip art. So, I'm going to go back to the file, and you're going to export it as. Why? Because you can save it as, but I like to find my images in my file folders from my desktop later by the picture instead of trying to open the program and look for it every time. So I'm naming it Cute Sunglasses Clip Art, and then I'm putting edited so I know that it's the one that doesn't have no background, no BG, no background. And you can save these files. There are different file types like JPEG or PNG. I use PNG. To me, it's clearer overall. And you want to make sure that you're saving it to your desktop, or if you do want to save it in your documents, you can do that. I always save things to my desktop so I can see it when I close everything down, and then I can put it in whatever folder I want it in because I have several folders. So it's going to my desktop. And just hit export at the bottom. Click on export. And another box will pop up. Don't worry about all that stuff that's in the box. Just hit export again. And you'll see it going across the bottom of the screen. So that's exported. So if I were to minimize Gimp for right now, and minimize Google for right now, then on my desktop we have Cute Sunglasses. So I know exactly where they are, and I can put them in any folder. I have a folder for all, that's for like any random images. There's some stuff I'm working on. That's my Tiffany Chabon design. So I got a lot of different things. If I'm doing a lot of work for a customer, I notice I have a lot of work for them, I'll make their own folder. So like I say, this helps me with organizing. Just put it on your desktop, then you can find where you're going to put it later. And you can just click on it from here, and it'll open up. Like if you click on this from right here, you could just print this whole sheet if you wanted to. So let's say we got this sheet opened up. If I wanted to, I could take some heat transfer paper, print this whole sheet, and then I could cut those glasses out individually to have them as iron-on images and just put them all over a shirt. That's what I'm saying. It's endless possibilities. I'll show you that in another tutorial because I do stuff like that, so you will see. But just want to show you right there. So back to Gimp. Now that I have the entire thing saved, again, my daughter, she just wants 3 pairs because that's what's on the other shirt. So she said she wanted, forgot, these, and these, because she likes light pink. That's her favorite color. So those are the only 3 pairs that I need. Now, this is where, like I say, you can have your own creativity. If you find another way that you want to do it, you can, or you can start this way. Just play around with Gimp to see what works best for you. She only wants those 3 pairs of glasses, so what I need to do is get those 3 pairs of glasses separate, and then I can make them bigger, and then I can put them on another sheet. So it sounds like a lot, but bear with me, I'll show you. Hold on, I gotta charge this battery. Okay, so before my battery went down, we were getting ready to select the 3 pairs of sunglasses that I'm going to use for the shirt. So it could be other ways to do this. This is just how I do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to crop out the 3 pairs and have them as their own separate pair. And then I'm going to put them all on one page. So it looks like this. We're going to go to, this is the crop tool. So the crop tool lets you just crop out what you want. So I'm going to select it. So it's highlighted now. And I'm just going to go in the order that she said. So I'm going to get these first. So to use the crop tool, you just take your mouse and you want to just cut around and make sure you got that. Now you can be specific because everything you see within the highlighted area is what's going to get cropped. So if you don't want that little bit of heart at the top, you can just try to, oh, of course, I've been at this all day now, so waiting for it to recharge. I've been doing other stuff, wearing myself down a little bit, so don't mind me, but I'm just going to stretch it out a little bit. So I only have highlighted what I want. I make sure I have all of the image and it's not cut off. And I hit enter. So we got these pink glasses. So what I'm going to do right now is go to save them as their own. So I'm going to go to File. I say save, but I mean export. I'm going to export as. I'm going to call these Pink G1. So I know that pink glasses 1 is already going to save to the desktop. I just hit export. And it's probably going to come up and ask me to export again. Yep. Just hit export again. Don't worry about changing anything else. So that's one pair of glasses. I'm going to go ahead and reopen the file of these glasses. So I'm going to go to File, Open Recent. It says Pink G1. I click on it. There are these glasses. That's them. So now I'm going to go back. As you see, it's 2 at the top now. This is the one I just opened. And these are what I cropped. So you see it's smaller again because that's cropped. So what I'm going to do now is undo so it goes back to all the glasses. And I do that by how? Control Z. Now I got all of them again. I'm going to crop my second pair. It's still already on the crop tool. So now I'm going to grab this pair. All right. And make sure I got all of it in there. And I'm going to do the same thing. Go to File, Export As. This time I'm just going to change the 1 to 2. So now it says Pink G2. Export, Export. Then I go to File, Open Recent, Pink G2. There's my second pair. I'm going to go back. As you see, now we've got 3 of them open. This is the second pair. That's the first pair. This is the original. Go back and click on the original. Hit your Control Z. Now we're back to all of them again. Or you can always, like I say, go to Edit and Undo. And it'll take you back to the step before. And we're going to get the third pair that she wanted. We're still already on the crop. And if you do get part of another pair, that's okay. I can show you what to do with that. In another file, all you got to do is just erase the parts that you don't need. If you can't, just get exactly what you want without cutting it off. If you have to get part of something else, then do that, and you can edit it out later with the eraser tool. So we got all of that. Hit Enter to crop it out. And we're going to export this as Wild Guess. Yep. 3. G3. Export. You can name it whatever you want as long as you know what you're going to be looking for. Then you're going to open Recent. There go your third pair. So thankfully all these cut out neatly. So we got 1, 2, 3, and then that at the top I'm just talking about, we got the 3 new layers plus the original that we do Control Z. It's back to the original. So I'm finished with this for now. So now this is what you do if you want to always be able to edit within a file, but it's not saved to where you can say print it out or something. So I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to Save. And I'm going to go back to saying Cute Glasses. Let's say Cute Sunglasses. No BG, no background. And notice how this says .xcf. That's how I save my master file if I want to go in, and when I come back I can still have whatever layers I might have been working on. You can always go back and add more layers or delete layers. We'll do a tutorial on that as well, but you want a master file, I'll leave it as .xcf. That's not a PNG or a JPEG, so that's not printable. That's why I do export if I want something that I will be able to print. So I want to make sure it saves to the desktop and save. So these glasses are now a master file that I can always go back to when I want to do another shirt for her, or print out some sunglasses, put on some shorts, or however. And now that that's saved, I can close it. I'm finished with it. So I'm gonna default back to the move tool because I don't want to accidentally crop anything else. So I'm back on home base. I call it the move tool. What I'm going to do now is set up all 3 pair on one 8.5 by 11 sheet so I can print them all together and then cut them out. So we're almost finished here. So I'm going to go to my File, New. You see how it's a different size here? This size is the size of those glasses. And that says pixel, but if you want to know what it is, you can go to inches. It's telling you it's like 2.6 by 1. So I'm going to go to US letter. And this time I am going to leave it on portrait up and down so I can stack the glasses like they were on the first shirt that I'm referencing. So we got this, and we're going to copy and paste our 3 pairs of glasses onto this sheet. So to do that, just go back to your first one. So it's selected. When it comes up, you can just hit Control and copy, or go to Edit, and copy. Then you go back to your new page. You can go back to Edit and paste. Got your glasses on there. And it's already on the Move tool. I want to slide them up. That's one layer. When I select the next one, it's going to create a new layer. So now we want the second pair. So I click on the second pair. If you notice, it's a little bit of another pair on here. That's what I was talking about. If you can't crop it without picking up another pair, without cutting off some of those, you can just do this and then just come in with your eraser tool. Boom. Gone. They're ready. So now you can say Edit and copy. Go back to your sheet. Edit. Paste. You got your second pair, and as you see over here, it added a second layer. That's for your first pair, that's your second pair, and it's highlighted. So you can go to your Move tool again. Just click anywhere inside the glasses so you can slide them down. Boom. That's pair number 2. And your last pair, click on there to highlight it. It doesn't have anything extra in it, so Edit, copy, go back to your main page, Edit, paste. You can see how it landed on top, but once again, that's your new layer. Whichever layer is highlighted all the way across is what you got. So we know that this is highlighted. I'm just going to slide it down. And there are my 3 pairs of glasses. Let me put a little bit more, I guess a little bit more space in between there. Alright, so they're all 3 separate layers right now, but what I want to do is make them as big as I can without them being blurry. Because just imagine that 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper on the larger shirt, which is going to be like a size 7 that is going to go on. Right now those glasses will be a little bit small, so we want them a little bit bigger, so it's kind of giving the same effect as the 4 t-shirt. So to do that, I'm going to merge all of these layers together so that when I resize it, they'll all resize evenly. So we do that by, you see how this first one, which is the last layer, start at the bottom. So that's your first layer, that's your second layer, that's your third layer. You want to merge the third layer to the second, and then both of those to the first, so it'll all be one layer. To do that, you'll go to Layer, Merge Down. And it automatically does it. Now you see then there were 2. And you're going to do it again. Layer, Merge Down. Now they're all on one layer. So now, when I go to the scale, you see I still have it locked. If you click on that, it unlocks, and what that means is you can just make it all long and it won't go wide at the same time, so it won't be even. Or you can go wide and it won't stretch it long ways, so it'll be warped pretty much. So you want to make sure, unless that's what you're trying to do, you want to always make sure that's locked together, so whatever happens to one happens to the other. And they're both 3 inches by 3.5. That's what this total thing is right now. So I'm just going to stretch it out just a little bit. Let's see how large I can go without it getting pixelated. And I just use that little square in the middle. If you click on it, you can just slide it over. So that's cool. That's alright. That is enough for me and enough for her. So we're going to scale. And as you see, it fills up more of the sheet, but not all of it. So that makes it make sense, because on that 40, it wasn't like they filled up the whole shirt. They were just kind of center chest. So this is going to give kind of the same effect on the shirt she wants. So now that this is ready, we're ready to save it, because the next thing that will happen is we'll print it, cut out the glasses, and press them on. So to do that, I'm just going to go to your file, export as, and I'm going to name it Cute Sunglasses Trio, so I know what I'm looking for. Final. That way I know there's nothing else to do to it. I know which one I'm looking for. Export. Like I say, you name it whatever you know you'll remember to look for. I got a lot going on, so I got to be specific when I come back looking for files. So that's exported. Back to the desktop. Where are they? Right here. So I see my 3 right here. It says final. So I'm going to open it up. I already got my printer connected. I don't know if y'all noticed, I did a little bit of rearranging, so printer's actually right here now. Instead of it was in the corner, I did a little rearranging to my desk so you could be right there without me walking all around. I've been sitting down this whole time. Okay, so we're on landscape, but we're going to put it on portrait, because that's how I have it set up. We just want one copy. I want it from the main tray, so make no mistake, because I already have my heat transfer paper in the tray already. I already preloaded that. You all have seen me do that before, so you no need to go through all that again. You know, you load your paper upside down per the instructions. It's already on 8.5 by 11, so this is exactly what I want, so I'm ready to print. So now we're just waiting for you to print. I know you're along with blue ink, but it's okay. It's not Wi-Fi. I don't know why it's slow, but I'm not that impatient. I know you didn't. Okay, let me pause, y'all. When I tell y'all, nobody knows the trouble I've seen today fighting with that printer. All I wanted to do was make my studio look a little more streamlined, but for whatever reason, the spot I moved that printer to was an absolute no-go. It did not want to work there. So I have that nice space I made for it, and it said, if you don't put me back against that wall, you get nothing. So I had to go through a lot of rearranging. Finally troubleshooted everything, put it back where it was, and guess what I got? Drop the scissors too. So this is what I'm talking about. We were waiting for this print. So now all I'm going to do is cut this out so we can finish this shirt hopefully before this girl comes bouncing through the door. It's been an all-day event. Well, it sometimes just show you if you really, really want something, you got to prove it. Because today has been a struggle. I could have gave up at 10 o'clock, again at 12 o'clock. Now it's almost 3 o'clock. But I was determined to get this tutorial for you. So let's finish it. Alright, I'm about to cut this out so we can press it. Alright, and y'all might just be getting all belly. I don't know, but we finish it up. So I didn't record myself cutting out the pictures because everybody knows what that looks like, and the tutorial is about how to use Gimp. So I just wanted to show you the rest of it so you can see the final results. So once again, this is the shirt. Blank shirt. I got my heat press on and preheated already. So I'm just going to give it a press to get any possible existing moisture out of it. And yeah, this is a used shirt. She's already had it and it served its purpose for picture day already. So once she has a plain shirt and it serves its purpose, it's a canvas for her. She might just ask me to put something on it later, so I'm used to that by now. I'm just going to hit it for a couple seconds. Get these lined up over here. And pretty much printing something out onto paper and then cutting it out, that's giving the same effect as DTF. It's just with DTF, you don't have to go through and cut anything out. It's just on a film that you lay straight out and press it on. So let me get out my second new Teflon sheet. Lay that right here for right now, and we're gonna press these glasses on. So that was one. Hope it's in the frame. That's two. If I'm moving it around, I want to make sure you see. Three. I see what I'm going through. But I want y'all to see this. So all I gotta do, like I said, is peel the edge off. You just want to be careful that you don't, if you're doing it immediately after printing, you might want to give it a few minutes to give the ink a chance to dry so you don't smear it. I just peeled it off, so I got this. I'm going to lay these glasses in position 1. And because it's rolling up, because it's thin, I'm going to go ahead, and do these as a press as you go. Because you want to do like that. Alright. If you got one that's wanting to roll up immediately, you can use, like I said, the parchment paper that comes with the print paper. That'll hold it down so it doesn't roll up. Gotta think on your feet, pretty much, in situations like this. So we got one. Lay it down. What I'm going to do is hit it with a quick press so it don't move anymore. Back. It's on. Quick stab. Alright. And then pair number 2. Same thing. Just going to be gentle, kind of like butterfly the edge, finesse it a little bit. It'll come easier to you. The more you do, the better you get. Peel it off. Put it into position. Make sure there's a little piece of hair there, but I caught it. Alright, position number 2. Don't want it too far down. Like I said, I see you gotta be ready to lay down this paper. And make sure your paper isn't folded, because however you hit it is how it's gonna be. You'll be printing out another sheet. So you don't want to do that. So just take the time to make sure everything's even as you lay it out. And that's really what it looks like. You just gotta kind of play with it, like that side. You want to even up this side. Thankfully you can see through this paper. Alright, so that's pair 2. Might not be perfect, but it's going to be close as possible. Down on the glasses and still might be quick. Alright. It looks pretty straight to me. So, quick dab number 2. I'm sorry if my belly got exposed. Like I said, he's just growing and growing. Doing my best. Not trying to expose anyone though. Alright, that's number 2 and pair number 3. Let's get this little flutter edge started. The lengths we go through for our precious babies, if we have the ability to do so. Alright. Final pair. I'm just seeing stuff as I get to the area. So if you see any hairs, if you are using a used piece of clothing, you see any hair or dirt pieces or anything like that, you want to move them, because whatever you press your image onto is what it's going on to. So if it's something that's not part of the clothing, it could wash away. You want to try to avoid that. Alright, third pair. Just make sure she's lined up pretty decent. Put down a little bit. She's stretched out. Right, got all 3. Now that they're there, I'm going to go ahead and start the first 24 seconds. And something else cool, if you're interested, see how we got these 3 pieces from the backing? If you're interested, this is also possibly a stencil. So you could hang on to these if you want to, and you can tape it down onto, you know, blanks and spray around it and have it stencils. That's what I'm going to do. Alrighty. Might even give you a tutorial on that, but I mean, it's self-explanatory. Okay, so after all is said and done, we went from, it might not be exactly the same, but close enough. We went from Mommy, I want one, and I'm going up and down because I don't really know where this is hitting on the camera. This is the 4T demo. I want one, Mommy. Okay. Hope everything was on there. 2. Here's yours, sweetheart. See? All with Gimp, a sheet of paper, printer, and a shirt that we already had on garment. So I hope you can see all of that. If not, I'll try to just upload a quick picture of her in it. She's not home yet. I did finish it. So, thank you all again for joining. It was a day today, but I wanted to get it done for you. Again, I'm sorry for the wait. Things will be a little bit more consistent. I'm trying to just get some done so I can upload them, because as you see, it's getting busier for me, and I'll soon be at a point where I'll be a little tied up for a couple weeks. But thank you again. Please like and subscribe and tell your friends about us, and we're going to just keep this going. Have a great rest of the day.